so many high expectations coming into this event, Stacks, and here we are right now. They're trying to make it out of groups.
NRG, as an org, has not missed Championship Sunday since Season 6 World Championship. In that event, by the way, they fell to Kami along the way. Justin scores 14 seconds in, and this is maybe starting the same way the first go-round between these two went.
I mean, you see Fever is going for an aggressive challenge, but still Squishy, cool, calm, collected, able to send that out. It's an open net for Justin. Smooth start for NRG.
Did not take long as NRG utterly dominated Renegades the first time around, outscoring them 12-4. Renegades started to turn it around in Game 3. Much more high-scoring affair, but they just could not keep up with the General. Demolition against Garrett G, so that brings Squishy up from the back. Statistically, not a lot there from Squishy so far in this major. He hasn't had to. They've been good enough, but now up against the wall here against Renegades in that rematch. Tough to beat a good team twice. As CJ skies one up, Garrett G is there well ahead of Kami, and it's Fever at the back that has to guide that to the side.
Have to start looking at just what Renegades are doing in that offensive front. How much pressure can they put on NRG? Looks like, they're able to get the ball out, get some drives, but that midfield is where things get antsy. CJ with a good challenge with 0 boost, gonna be able to set up something for Renegades.
One guy that's got to come alive for Renegades, a guy who just got that touch going to the backboard, Fever. No offense whatsoever from Fever against NRG when they met. He scored 5 goals overall. He had a couple, though, against Furia. Maybe that would be enough to get him going, but it was yesterday as CJ watches Justin take charge here. Kami there at midfield. Going to be beaten out by Squishy as he takes to the skies. CJ to meet him, and he can't beat him. Squishy scores to make it 2-0.
You can't give Squishy space in the air like that. He takes his time, and you can see Justin as well going for a demo on Fever. It doesn't matter because the defender going off the backboard has no way of stopping Squishy there on the flip reset. 2-goal lead for NRG, and again, they continue to pile on the score.
Kami off the ensuing kickoff, denied by Justin. CJ bringing another one back in front. Fever got a shot off, looking for his first goal against the General. Did not convert that time. Nothing here.
You see Renegades going for those pass play Stacks. Like, this is where you say, okay, maybe they just need a little bit of time to get settled. See what NRG are coming out with. That play there to start things off worked really well in terms of being able to connect, but now they have to execute at a much faster speed. Otherwise, the same result's going to happen. NRG will cut it out every time.
Justin will play this across over towards the elder statesman of the Oceanic region, actually the oldest player in this major, CJ. Still tracking the ball here as that goes across, and Kami is there at the corner. CJ got Metsunoris beat by just a matter of months. Garrett G beaten by Kami as that goes back to the NRG half, and Renegades might be in business here. Still down 2, but at least getting some zone time against NRG, which they did not have a lot of the first time.
Yeah, this is really good offense there. You see the double off the backboard, but no one able to follow it up. Kami tries to get that one off the wall, but still, it looks like it's going to settle down here for Renegades. No consistent offensive pressure from them, just some really good drives. Kami, though, looking for the flip, does have it. Where's the follow-up? Fever does put the shot on, but Justin is set in net.
Just got to be a lot more creative if you're going to break through the NRG defense. CJ had to wait on the backboard, and this is dangerous in front. Squishy parked there, waiting to capitalize on a mistake, none forthcoming. He'll try and turn on this, actually go to midfield, and live to challenge another day, which he does, taking that away from Kami. Fever called into action, and Garrett G is right there, and so conveniently got the challenge, then picked up boost. NRG operating like a well-oiled machine, coming up to the final minute here, and they have been in charge for at least 90% of this game.
Yeah, it's been consistent NRG possession. They've been moving the ball around Renegades really well. You can see some of the attempts Renegades have been making, a little solo efforts here and there, but it doesn't seem like the rotations have been in sync from them yet. Now they're still making goal line saves, but here's Garrett. Gonna let this one roll all the way back because now it's just time to play the clock out. NRG don't want to overextend. They just want to run this game through.
Or he just killed that ball too against CJ. Trying to dunk on Kami as well. You know, Kami had 3 demos a game in the first series with NRG, and you can see it's a bit of a different focus here. Not relying as much on the physical play, and maybe Kami wants to get involved more directly in the offense and maybe let somebody else go headhunting. Doesn't matter, as they left the door open behind him, chasing a 2-goal deficit. Squishy will put this away, and with it, puts game 1 away.
This is the same thing that happened, so to speak, at the beginning of the game here, where third man challenge from Renegades, a little too aggressive, gets beat, and it's just an open net the other way. Again, gotta clean up the rotations here from Renegades because NRG are taking advantage.
Final few seconds will burn off the clock, and the only question now is, will Renegades break up the shutout? Got Fever over there. Kami, a little floater that does not go through, and it remains 3-0 with 4 seconds left. One last shot, sent away again by the NRG defense, and NRG all business in game 1.
Yeah, this one was pretty simple for them. I mean, again, it was just play a rotational game. You saw Squishy with the assist to start things off, and then, of course, you saw the flip reset goal that he got later on. I think that for this one, it was really just Renegades coming into this saying, okay, let's try to play really fast against NRG. We know they can be a fast team, but it didn't necessarily seem like they were comfortable with doing that, Stacks, or you know, again, third man challenges, super aggressive, and then not being able to hold on offensive positions and rotations, just kind of, hey, we get the ball upfield, but then NRG booming it right back, and then they have to make some tough defensive stances. Those are the bigger things here because, I mean, they end up putting on more shots than NRG, but those shots were never really anything worth noting. There was probably one awkward moment where there could have been something there, but most of it was just blocked out by NRG.
No shots out of Garrett G in that game, so he maintains his 50% shooting accuracy against Renegades. 7 goals from 14 shots. That's just an astronomically high number at this level. You know, eventually somebody accidentally saves a couple. Not the case yesterday when they played. Here we go again. Round 2. Kami got a good look, and it's high as this goes back the other way and just a little bit wide.
And Garrett looking to do it by himself. Almost able to get a goal there. Here's Justin taking a shot and just off the bar. Some bumps coming through, and Garrett G, he'll keep scoring. That's the first one.
1 for 1. Garrett G coming through. You see Squishy just knocking CJ out of the net. Fever couldn't get there in time. And Captain America gets his first. Again, he had 7 last they met. Here goes CJ. Cheating up. Justin couldn't get there. Oh, very fortunate that it's not a tie game, and Renegades just stall right there. A golden opportunity that they don't convert on. Squishy one more, bounce it through, and it pinballs in.
Squishy got a little bit of help on that play, let's be honest, but I mean, the setup, he has so much time in the air, gets that good follow-up touch, and you see CJ hits it into Fever, bounces off the post, and, you know, that's just unlucky.
You got to get a hand up, right? I mean, you can't just... How many times have we seen Squishy go to the ceiling? You know something's coming. You can't just sit back and go, boy, I hope he doesn't put it on target. We're talking Squishy here.
I mean, it's one thing too, but I think everybody just decided to put a hand up just a little too late, because then you saw what happened. Now another chance and another goal. Squishy will pick up the 3rd one for NRG.
Squishy always finds a way eventually in a tournament to rack up the numbers, and he had not up to this point, but he is all about it right now. 4 goals out of the 6 that NRG has scored after having just 6 goals and 6 assists in this tournament so far. Justin adds another, and it is an absolute runaway for North America's #1 seed.
Yes, it is, but you got to think again, Stacks. This is an elimination match just to get out of groups. The road for NRG is very long, and even though they play this well, this is...
They're going to get another.
They're going to get another.
Are you kidding me?
The scoreline's being ran up here. Like that's just one thing to point out. I mean, the first minute, we've already had 5 goals, but it's about the matchups that happen after. Let's say NRG keep this up and finish the series. That Queso team's not going to let them have this much freedom.
And they're on pace to win this game 20-0 for crying out loud. This is crazy. CJ just trying to stop the bleeding at this point. Justin shot a little bit wide. Kami had to deal with it. This is thrown right back in. Kami deflects back to the corner whence it came. Justin has Squishy waiting for a pass, and it never got there, as this is pinched way downfield, and Garrett will chase it down along his goal line. Renegades couldn't get downfield nearly quick enough, as they were just happy to get out of their own zone.
Yeah, they finally are able to get some breathing room here after just a monster amount of shots coming out from NRG. But even then, you just see Justin with a carry like that. Maybe Fever can start to score here for Renegades. They haven't been able to score at all against the General. But the pass out, Kami looking to take a shot, but Garrett's there. Rotations from NRG have been on point today.
Second game that these two teams played, it was a shutout for NRG. And now, second time around against them. Looking very much like the first series, but Fever will get one, his first goal against NRG here at the Major, and this is the guy, the youngest guy on the team, that has to get going if Renegades are going to have a shot at pulling this off.
Yeah, really good here from Fever. You gotta love the setup there from Kami to be able to get that one off the backboard. Almost tried to do a solo play there, but the follow-up is there. That's the necessary pressure that Renegades are gonna need. They got to shake things off. They have plenty of time to get back into this one, Stacks. It is a monumental effort, but CJ, you know, he almost made that one work.
Almost. I think he might have surprised the NRG defense just a little bit. Fever now in front, trying to dish this in, and he does!
You said it, Stacks. Fever has to get going, and he's starting to warm up here. Love the control, waits for the bounce, wave dashes off the sidewall, and gets a big dunk on Squishy.
Well, 2:30 to go. Hey, we saw NRG put up 5 in a minute. Why not Renegades for the rest of the game? 3 more to go, as Kami will set up CJ. Another touch needed, and Garrett G denies him. So Kami's got to start from the back, and why not feed the hot hand? Fever's up, looking for the double. He's got it, but he pushed it wide.
Yeah, that one's definitely tough to execute, but you start seeing what happens when Fever gets going. Now a chance here. Renegades been on a lot of offense, but that was a big whiff from CJ. Good back pass to keep Renegades in the control. Definitely could have led to a goal, though, and Renegades, even though they're starting to warm up, have to be careful not to make too many mistakes when they're on the push.
Fever will play this in the direction of Kami. Got the demolition against CJ, though, so that hinders Renegades greatly. They try to erase a 5-goal deficit, which, look, at this level, just about unheard of. Garrett G on target, no, a little wide. Despite the demo on CJ, here goes Fever. Gonna line up a shot. Squishy saved it just barely off the crossbar. It remains a 3-goal lead, but only barely, as Squishy plays this away, and we'll see who's gonna take charge for Renegades. It's Kami, then CJ, but nothing else happening.
Oh no, Fever, third man. You saw the pass come out middle, and you saw Renegades just try to see if they could maybe make contact. They don't want to give NRG a free ball, but that leads to some issues where now NRG looking to control the midfield. Squishy's going to try to race for this one, but won't be able to put a shot on with that drive.
You know that thing where I give one funny stat that then inevitably jinxes everything? NRG is 32-0 this season when they score 4 or more goals a game. That was starting to look a little sketchy when Fever got a couple quick ones. But it seems like they just might hold serve here. Got to hang on for another 42 seconds. They keep the ball deep in Renegades territory. Justin almost added another. That's denied, though, by CJ. They've got to get out of their zone very quickly if they're going to have a chance at erasing what was a massive deficit after just the first minute.
Yeah, now looking at this one, does look like it'll be 33 towards the end of this game, especially when you got Squishy putting in goals like that.
My goodness, he's got 6. The beast has absolutely been unleashed. He has scored as many goals in this series as he did the entire group stage over the last couple of days. Squishy Muffins has come alive, and NRG is closing in on a 2-0 series lead.
Couple demos. Renegades are going to look for something here in the final few seconds. But NRG at least able to remain consistent here against Renegades, and are looking to make this a quick one time finally ticking down, and we look to game 3. Is this one gonna fall? Yeah, Kami will get one, so it'll be a 6-3 as Renegades able to squeeze one more in.
I did jinx something, you know. Pens are for people that don't make mistakes. So I wrote down 6-2. Oh well. Cross that out. 6-3 as the general NRG on match and survive an advance point up against the Renegades. Again, NRG trying to get to 3-2 against the Oceanic region in RLCS international play. Looking like they're well on their way, but remember it was the third game, Daz, that was much, much closer last time they met when it was seeming to be one-sided. Again, a 12-4 series overall.
Right.
5-3 in game 3. Renegades had figured something out. They adapted. See if NRG has to adapt to anything that Renegades throw their way going into what could be the final game for Renegades in this tournament.
Yeah, and for me, it's you know, you're seeing Renegades start to warm up here a little bit, right? This one way better than game 1 for them. Even though they end up letting in more goals, they're able to actually get on the offensive board, starting to score more here. But also at the same time, you see NRG ramping up as well. So this one's going to be whether or not Renegades, with their backs against the wall, can make some magic happen against an NRG team that is playing up to speed against them.
We mentioned that Squishy has indeed come alive here. 1,039 the overall game score. And look, game score doesn't mean a whole lot, but when it's that big, yeah, it means something. It's the 4th time a player has gotten 1,000 or more at an RLCS LAN in a single game. Justin adds one here. Hey, he's been no slouch either. That's his 3rd goal to go with 3 assists. And NRG picking up right where they left off.
Yeah, but that's still a great setup from Garrett, right? Wins that 50 in the corner, then, of course, gets a nice bump, says toodaloo to Renegades defense. And NRG with a good start here, but they've had these early goals scored every game this series stacks. It's up to Renegades. Fever drops it down. Shot is off the post. Would have been a great way for Renegades to get back in this game.
Call those can't miss opportunities because you can't miss those if you want to beat a team like NRG. This goes right back at Justin with all the time in the world to play it. He's around Kami and almost got around CJ, but this still works out in NRG's favor. This is dished off to the side and Garrett G finds a way to pinch that in front. Kami at least down towards Fever and CJ waiting for a ball that's never going to reach him. Justin, backboard, double tap, sent away by Kami.
Good save there, but Justin starting to get involved there. You see the mechanics coming out. Another pass, another shot, and Garrett G, slot gang, top left corner.
Boy, he does not miss often. Not today. Garrett G adds another. Fever had absolutely no chance. And it's 2-0 outside of the first minute. NRG has scored first in all 3 games. They have dominated this series. And now they're less than 4 minutes away from a date with Team Queso.
Got to get through this game first. Renegades have not given up yet. You can see them still pushing the ball forward, looking again for another chance where, man, you look back at that chance for an equalizer early on, and now we may see them kind of break away at the seams. They're on a breakaway now here on offense, but it's about if they can maintain it.
Justin tracking this and got around CJ. Youth meets age and experience there as Garrett G will fall deep into Renegades territory. He's on his way back, tracking this ball that Justin takes charge of. Now what does Kami have in store? Nothing there, but got the shot off, and Justin just barely sent it away. He's back onto this, and the shot from Fever.
It's
high
open
again, and it took an eternity for anybody to follow this up. Cleared away right at Kami, and a chance for Renegades if they can follow this up, but they do not. And NRG survives the onslaught as we get near the midway point of Game 3. And for Renegades, you don't come away with anything there. When else are you going to score? Maybe here. CJ read this, but it's right at Squishy.
But Squishy passed out to Justin. Justin tried to get a shot off the ceiling there, looking for the angle, but defense was there in time. And yeah, you go back to that drive from Renegades. Definitely one of the better drives for them, but they cannot finish. That's been the biggest issue. That final shot coming out, someone's not there. NRG were low on boost. It was a perfect opportunity for Renegades to strike, but Rotations haven't been too solid for them. Here's Garrett looking for the dunk. Set up Justin, looking for the top left corner. Won't be able to find it.
Oh, they're human after all. 2 minutes left as Renegades need any semblance of offense here. At least they've kept NRG in check. We've seen NRG just run up the score by this point in the first couple of games in this series. Renegades have him at arm's length, but they've got to score sooner rather than later. Fever, he's been the guy for Renegades so far. Garrett G couldn't get this away, and CJ adds his first tally.
I said they're not done yet, Stacks. You see CJ getting big here, notices Garrett, it's awkward, plays the 50 perfectly for the dunk. Justin won't be able to get there. Renegades are within one. They gotta make something happen here in the next minute 35.
And I'm sure his teammates, when all this is said and done, will clown him over scoring a 3-mile-an-hour goal. Old man getting it done still. Garrett G looking to get that goal right back. Got the flip reset on target, but CJ dished that away. And the Renegades have had a tendency to get in each other's way. So this ball brought back in. Now Fever. Launch one downfield. Justin's got it as Kami went for the corner trying to starve them out, and good luck doing that against a team like NRG.
Chance here for another goal. CJ able to make contact there. Justin off the back wall, has a lot of boost, but still loses that 50. It's a race here. Good win from Kami. Not going to be able to make the follow-up, so Squishy will put it in midfield, but there's someone from Renegades to meet him. This is a good drive for them, but they got to hold on to the possession. You see NRG trying to pass the ball out, and it's a battle for these 50-50s every single time. They mean so much when it comes to driving up the field.
Looked like a little indecisiveness there out of Fever, too. Couldn't decide whether or not he was going to start dribbling or try and pop that in the air, and it cost them demolition on the back wall, and nobody got a shot off as this goes back the other way. Renegades, again, struggling to capitalize on the few moments where they do kind of bully NRG around. CJ has this, though. This is the last chance for Renegades. Do or die here. Fever's shot denied by Squishy. Follow up, though, CJ keeps us alive. Down to 10 seconds left. Down in front. Fever can't tie the game. Now Kami will try. The captain almost set up CJ.
No
Fever
boost.
keeps it alive, but nothing in the tank. And the general NRG lives to fight Queso later today.
NRG come through with a 3-0 sweep here on Renegades, but Renegades literally used everything they had left in the tank in that series. Just comes down to not having enough, as NRG were able to just kind of manage the pace of game, catch Renegades when they were low on boost, and then just get those clears out. That was a tough loss there for Renegades. And for NRG, their day is just getting started.
Squishy got them out of the starting blocks. He came out with just goal after goal. He had 6 in the series. Again, he doubled his total for this Winter Major in this series alone, and then it was the defense of the general NRG that got them across the finish line at the end. They had to withstand a massive onslaught from a Renegades team that did indeed give everything they had, and it just was not enough. NRG moves to 3-2 against Oceanic competition in the RLCS as we look at the Mobile One high performance replay and see just how Garrett G led by example. Got beat there by CJ. But it was not enough to overcome the lead again from NRG early in the game.
Yeah, you're right. Once NRG got going, it was really Renegades playing from behind for the most part, as lots of strong starts in terms of goals for them. Even then, Renegades, still showed some fight, but at the end of the day, obviously the general NRG, they're looking to make it to Saturday. They have to keep this level of play up, Stacks, because again, I don't think Team Queso is going to give them the amount of space Renegades got them. Squishy was very comfortable in the air, and when you're going up against a team that's just as mechanical as NRG, they're going to run into some struggles. But still, regardless, that is going to be a really good start here for NRG.
Yeah, it is going to get just a little bit faster, so that's a nice little warm-up for NRG. Let's go over to Stumpy now, standing by with Captain America, Garrett G.
Not quite Garrett G, but I am here with Sizz, who has just come off the back of an amazing win versus Renegades, where it was do or die, which is a rare situation for NRG to find themselves in. How was that for the team?
I mean, is it rare? we have been last land, too. I mean, we're a slow start. We always slow start most lands, but I don't know. I'm glad we just came in confident. Like, we played this team before, so we didn't really hesitate, didn't overthink too much. Just came in with the same game plan yesterday, and it worked out.
I mean, it was a huge start in this series as well, scoring like 5 goals in 1 minute in game 1, game 2. Did it go a bit better than you thought? Was there a moment where you're thinking, okay, like we said, do or die, we need to get this done?
I definitely think it went better than we thought because, I mean, they beat Furia, and Furia was like peaking all tournament, it felt like. They were playing really well. And so, I don't know, we thought maybe they'd play a little differently today, like if, if they did any reviews on the VODs of our games. So maybe they'll play a little different. But, I mean, we did some VOD review too. We talked about some stuff, and, we came in just confident in the series.
So looking forward then to the rest of the competition, how are you feeling going through? Now you know that you're down in the lowers, still coming in as 3rd. How does that lower bracket look to you?
It's a tough bracket. It's not easy at all. I mean, we play Queso next. That's going to be a really hard match. I mean, we did whatever prep we could for them. We're going to go in confident again, as always, and try to keep our comms up. I think that's a big thing this tournament is, keeping our comms up high. That we can, make sure we're not double committing, and make sure we're rotating properly and controlling when we can, giving the ball away when we can, and just trying to play possession. You've
obviously got a lot on your shoulders with North America right now, and the Americas occupying the upper side of the bracket, but being down in the lowers alongside every other EU team. How do you feel your chances are working your way through that lowers, doing one of the magnificent runs we've seen from North American teams historically?
I mean, it's good to see North American teams for sure in the upper bracket. I'm glad that happened. It could have actually been 4 North American teams yesterday if we played a little bit better in the endpoint series. But it'll be fun going through the lower bracket. I don't think it's anything we're not used to. We've done it a lot, in the regionals and the majors. So I think we're comfortable. We'll go in elimination matches. People get nervous, and I think we have a little bit more experience on just lands in general. So we'll just go in like I said earlier, just confident. They know what they're doing. They're land players, so elimination matches are just usual to them.
You have a crowd, finally, after a few years. You need to win one more. You need to take down Queso to go and see that crowd in LA on home soil. It's a big task. Are you excited to hopefully play in front of that crowd? Be there as the coach on stage? I appreciate it's a dumb question, because obviously yes, but the excitement, it's there.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, all we really wanted to do this whole time is just make crowd. Like, it's if you could have gone through the upper bracket, it would have been nice, but at the end of the day, all we want to do is see a crowd. It's been a while since the last LAN with the crowd since Season 8, and I mean, we won that LAN, so maybe you have the crowd boost again. So hopefully we can make it. Really want to see the crowd, really want to see all the fans, and yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys there.
That'd be fantastic. Well, that was Sis from NRG. After the break, we've got a lot more Rocket League coming up. You don't want to go anywhere, don't go anywhere.